सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। यदि आपके अंगूठे में दर्द है, यदि आपको लाइक, शेयर या सब्सक्राइब करने में कष्ट होता है, तो मान्यवर ये वीडियो आपके लिए नहीं है। आपसे विनम्र निवेदन है कि आप इसे छोड़कर जा सकते हैं। गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू SST सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। This is Vijay Singh, your teacher for Social Science grade 9 and 10. In the previous class, we had learned about the causes of poverty. Today, we are going to discuss anti-poverty measures. That means the steps taken to counter poverty. Removal of poverty has been, dear students, one of the major objectives of India's development strategy. The initial policy of government was to solve the problem of poverty through economic growth, rather than directly attacking the problem of poverty. Economic growth, students, widens opportunity and provides the resources needed to invest in human development. This encourages people to send their children to schools in the hope of getting better economic returns from investing in education. Therefore, the government promoted economic growth to improve the economic conditions of people. It was felt that with higher economic growth, employment opportunities and income would grow. These growing employment opportunities and income would then slowly become available to all people over a period of time and help in the removal of poverty. However, this strategy did not give expected results. The growth rate till it is had been a modest 4% and that hardly helped reduce poverty. The economic growth had picked up only after the 90s. Also, the benefits of economic growth failed to reach large masses of people in general and lower income groups and weaker sections in particular. This compelled the government to start anti-poverty programs. So students, current anti-poverty strategy of the government is based broadly on two planks: promotion of economic growth and targeted anti-poverty programs. These anti-poverty programs are of two types: one for the generation of wage employment and the other for the generation of self-employment. By implementing these programs, the government has tried to reach to the poor through income generation, wage employment, and asset building. Although there are so many schemes which are formulated to affect poverty directly or indirectly, some of them are worth mentioning. First, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005, henceforth I will call MG Narega. It aims to provide 100 days of wage employment to every household to ensure livelihood security in rural areas. How many days? 100 days. It is aimed at sustainable development to address the cause of drought, deforestation, and soil erosion. One third of the proposed jobs have been reserved for women. The scheme provided employment to 220 crores per day of employment to 4.78 crores households. Recently, in March 2018, the wage rate for unskilled manual workers has been revised state-wise. The range of wage rate for different states and union territories lie between 281 rupees per day for the workers in Haryana to rupees 168 per day for the workers in Bihar and Jharkhand. Second, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana (PMRY). This scheme was launched in 1993. Its aim is to help educated unemployed youth in establishing self-employed units in rural areas and towns. Loan is provided at low interest rates by scheduled banks to start small businesses and set up industries. Who are eligible? Any youth between the age of 18 and 35. The annual family income should be less than 40,000 rupees. One must be 8 pass. Third, Rural Employment Generation Program (REGP). This program was launched by the Khadi and Village Industries Commission (KVIC) in 1995. The aim of the program was to create self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. A target for creating 25 lakh new jobs has been set for in the program under the 10th five-year plans. The duration of the 10th five-year plan was from 2002 to 2007. Next, Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana (SGSY). This scheme was launched in 1999. This is a self-employment program for the rural people, especially the poor belonging to the ST, SCs, and women. It helps them in forming self help groups, providing training, promoting infrastructural development, and then providing financial assistance. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, that means the central government sponsors this scheme on a cost sharing ratio of 75 is to 25 between the center and state. The next one is Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana PMGY. It was launched in 2000. Its aim was to uplift rural areas with primary focus on rural development. Here, central assistance is given to states for basic services such as the primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water, and rural electrification, etc. If you can see the word Gramodaya, you can understand what it is all about. Gramodaya means Gram plus Uday. That means the rise of villages or development of villages. So, how will a village rise? Only when it is provided with basic services or infrastructure, and that is what is road, light, school, shelter, drinking water, etc. Okay. Another important scheme is Antyodaya Anna Yojana AAY. The government had launched this scheme in December 2000. This scheme had identified 10 million poorest families and provides them with 35 kg of food grains per family per month at a low price of rupees 2 per kg for wheat and rupees 3 per kg for rice. Let us now discuss about the efficacy of the poverty alleviation programs. Students, studies were conducted to evaluate the performance of these programs, which shows that some progress has been made in the direction of poverty eradication. There is a decrease in the proportion of population below the poverty line due to these programs. There has been increase in the wages of the poorest. The nutritional level of the poorest has increased. However, these programs met with limited success. One of the major reasons for this is the lack of proper implementation and right targeting. Despite good intentions of the government, the benefits of these schemes have not fully reached to the deserving poor. Moreover, there has been a lot of overlapping of schemes. Sometimes, the banks do not fulfill their targets of providing credits to the needy as provided under some schemes. Therefore, the major emphasis in recent years is on the proper monitoring of all the poverty alleviation programs. Let us now go to the next small topic, the challenges ahead. Dear students, so far we have seen that the government is making consistent efforts to fight poverty. Whereas on one hand, it is promoting economic progress, on the other, it is running poverty alleviation programs. As a result, poverty has declined also. Yet, the battle is not won. The challenge is not over. Wide disparities in poverty are still visible between rural and urban areas and among different states. Certain social and economic groups are still vulnerable to poverty. Okay, now I want to bring before you two things worth mentioning. The first thing is the definition of poverty itself. When it talks about the minimum subsistence level, it doesn't sound humane. Don't you think this should be replaced with a reasonable level of thinking? Think it over. The second is about the human poverty. Many scholars are advocating to broaden the concept of poverty. That is why a new concept of human poverty is emerging. This concept goes beyond the limited view of poverty as lack of income. A large number of people may have been able to feed themselves, but do they have education? Do they have shelter or health care or job security? So, literacy, lack of proper health care, lack of job security, caste and gender discriminations, etc., are all components of human poverty. Hopefully, we will be able to provide the minimum necessary in terms of only income to all people by the end of next decade. But once this challenge is over, other challenges like providing healthcare, education, job security, and achieving gender equality and dignity for the poor will remain. That is why there is a beautiful sentence given in your book: eradication of poverty is always a moving target. You better understand that it is easy to hit a static target, but hitting a moving target is difficult. That is why Eradication of poverty has been compared to a moving target. Let me stop here, students, and do a fast recap of what we read so far today. First, poverty is a big challenge faced by our country, no doubt. Second, to combat poverty, the government of India started with the promotion of economic growth. Thereafter, it started poverty alleviation programs. Poverty alleviation programs have resulted in the generation of income and employment and have thereby led to decrease in poverty to some extent. With this, I finish this lesson, students. Now you read your book. In the next class, when we will meet with some other lesson. Till then, enjoy reading and have a nice time. Thank you.